Right, the annual cheese rolling happens in May in Gloucestershire, England. As the name suggests, 7 to 9 pound anyways, they describe what happens at the cheese rolling. um, we have someone who wants to go there. Ronaldo wants to go to the cheese rolling, and he plans to leave from Tampa, where he lives, and fly 4,411 miles. On the return flight, he comes back from London to Chicago, which is 3,963 miles from London, to visit his aunt. Then Ronaldo heads back to Tampa. Oops. Okay, Tampa, Chicago, and London do not lie on the same line. What is the range of the total distance that he could fly in his trip? So if you imagine, here's the lower United States. Tampa, Florida is down here. Over on the other side of the ocean somewhere is London. And then up here is Chicago. It's basically what it would look like if we had a map. Okay, we know two of those distances. We know the distance from Tampa to London is 4,411 miles. We know that the distance from, oops, I just put that in the wrong spot. Hold on. There we go. That goes better. From Tampa to London is 4,411 miles. Then from Chicago to London is 3,963 miles. Okay, we want to know what's this distance here. What is the range that it could be? Now we're going to call that side length n. Okay, so remember we have to follow, with triangles, we have to follow the rule that any two sides added together are bigger than the third side. So 3,963 plus 4,411 have to be greater than our third side n. Okay. Likewise, 3,963 plus whatever n turns out to be has to be bigger than 4,411. And finally, 4,411 plus whatever n turns out to be has to be bigger than 3,963. Well, we know that already, this one, if I tried to solve this one at the bottom, since 4,411 is already bigger than 3,963, that's just kind of automatically going to happen. Notice if we try to solve that, we get a negative number, okay, and it's not real useful for us because you couldn't have a negative distance anyways. So let's take a look at these top two. So n, these two sides added together have to be bigger than n. So 3,963 plus 4,411 is 8,374. Has to be bigger than our third side n. Okay, and if I solve this one, I would have to subtract from both sides the 3,963, and that would tell me my last piece of information. Okay, we get 448. So for this question, what range of total distances could his trip be? Well, first, we have that this side over here, n, is somewhere between 448 and 8,374. Now notice they didn't just ask for that range of size, they asked for the range of the total distance. So this changes this one up a little bit. Okay, so what would the total distance be? Well, let's say this was 448. What would the total distance be for the trip? We would have 3,963 plus 448, if it's at its smallest range, plus 4,411. Okay, so that would be a total of 8,822. Okay, what if instead it's at the top of its range? And realize it couldn't be that number, but it could be very close to it. So 8,374 plus the 3,963 and the 4,411 for the other two sides. and that gives us a total of 16,748. Okay, so his total for his trip is going to be between, somewhere between, we don't know exactly, because again, that's a range for the sides. It's between 8,822 and 16,748. Okay, so again, use your ranges to find out what the range of the third side is, and then find the sum with both the bottom and the top of your range.